This is Game Set Match Kentucky, episode 28, recorded on Monday, October 24th, 2022, entitled Tournament Horror Stories. Hey everybody, it's time for another episode of Game Set Match Kentucky, where we talk about all things related to the Central Kentucky Tennis Series and maybe a whole lot more that you never asked for. We are recording on Monday, October 24th. I'm Chris Godby, the chairman and one of the founders of the CKTS, where the lines are good and sandbagging is for golf. I'm here at the new but not improved CKTS home office in Russell Springs, Kentucky. Chad Young is back with me from the suburbs of Bowling Green. How you doing, Chad?
If you consider Allen County to be the suburbs of Bowling Green, that's where I am.
I consider all counties around Warren to be the suburbs.
And your place looks nice and cozy, though. You're right by the fireside. It's like an FDR fireside chat.
Yes, we are looking at the side of the stone fireplace there, formerly a real fireplace, which we converted into a gas fireplace. And we already have the gas, the propane is switched on because last week it was so cold. And now it's summer again. This morning it was winter when I got up, and now it's summer this afternoon. It's weather like that these days.
I think it's supposed to cool down so everybody can get inside and start playing tennis.
That's true. We do have some indoor options in the area now, thankfully. On the last program, which was now over 3 months ago, and that's just the way life has been for Chad and me. Back then, by the way, I was joking about the fireplace, and there was no need for it back then, but we've been using it now. But on that program, I went over some of the recent accomplishments that you've had, Chad, over the last year, and let's just go over them again, okay? You became the tennis facility assistant manager and programming and sponsorship coordinator at Buchanan Indoor Tennis Facility. You coached the South Warren High School Lady Spartans tennis team to your first Region 4 championship. And in June, you were named Kentucky High School Tennis Coaches Association Girls Coach of the Year. But I actually left out a couple of important milestones in your life, because here's one. Exactly 1 year ago, I think it'll be 1 year ago tomorrow, you were named to the CKTS Board of Directors. Congratulations, sir.
Yes, it's been quite a year. Yes, thank you. I'm honored.
Yeah, you've already been a part of a few decisions. We just met, as you know, last week, and we're going to be talking about some of those decisions probably on the next program, not tonight. But we have made some decisions. We've got a schedule almost in place for next year. So here's another thing, an important milestone in your life, Chad, whether you agree with it or not, but you agreed to be a regular co-host of this podcast, and congratulations on that.
I'm honored to serve in that role as well, although, as you said, life sometimes gets in the way and can make the two of us getting our schedules to align can be very difficult sometimes.
Well, I'll speak for the listeners and the viewers and say that we're glad to have you. And, you've been on very regularly now for the last couple of years, and irregularly, I guess I should say, since we've done quite a bit fewer shows than we used to. But I really hope we'll get into some kind of rhythm and get back on track. Now, have I missed any other accomplishments in your recent history?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. It was a pretty eventful year for sure. And we're getting ready to celebrate 1 year of the facility opening last year on November 1st. So I'm very excited about some of the things we have going on there. Oh, I'll tell you what, something new. Yeah. We started a middle school tennis program at South Warren.
Oh, cool.
And this weekend we're actually playing in the middle school state championships at Freeman Lake. So that has been a contributor to my unavailability this fall. We started that for the first time this year, and we had like 40 kids come out. So starting a middle school program was something we knew we needed to do, and just had to find a way to be able to do it.
There have been a lot of middle school tennis programs popping up. I've noticed over the last couple of years. So, yeah,
I think it's
sure
great
other
for
schools.
tennis. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you have middle school programs in every other sport that exists in public schools. So that was obviously next. So it's good to see that. Well, today on this episode of Game Set Match Kentucky, we're going to look at the recently released official CKTS 2022 point standings. We'll congratulate some other tennis people around Kentucky that have made some recent accomplishments too. We're going to look at a couple of things that are coming up in tennis on our calendars. And since it's Halloween, Chad and I will share some very scary things that have happened to us as tournament directors. I like to call it tournament horror stories. This program is sponsored by Family Medical Centers. Family Medical Centers is a community health center with more than 155 locations throughout Central Kentucky and a portion of North Central Kentucky, and has been providing health care to Kentuckians for over 15 years. They provide complete primary care services and also offer pediatrics, OBGYN, oral health services, school-based health centers, behavioral health services, substance abuse disorder treatment, a pediatric wellness program, a workplace wellness program, a discount pharmacy program, outreach services, local scholarship opportunities, and more. I don't see how it could be too much more there, Chad. That's a lot. Family Medical Centers has been recognized as a national quality leader by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Check them out on their website at cfmcky.com. That stands for Cumberland Family Medical Centers of Kentucky. Or they're on Facebook at facebook.com/Family Medical Centers. They're also on Instagram and Twitter at Cumberland FMC. We'd like to thank Family Medical Centers for their continued sponsorship of Game Set Match Kentucky. And Chad, will you tell us a little bit about Vision Cabinet Source?
Well, Vision Cabinet Source of Campbellsville is a kitchen and bath cabinet supplier that ships all over the United States and has for over a decade. Whether you're building a new home or renovating a room in your home, Vision Cabinet Source can provide you with classic cabinet styles that are well built and affordable. You also find they go above and beyond to provide service that exceeds expectations, from answering your initial questions to ensuring that you're happy with the final delivered product. Every Vision cabinet is built upon their promise to deliver well-constructed cabinets made from solid hardwoods, classic versatile designs that complement your style, affordable options that fit your budget, on-time delivery with shipping within 24 hours, and accessible personal service you can count on. They have many different painted and stained lines of cabinets that are stocked at their warehouse in Campbellsville. In making these beautiful cabinets, they have a 17-step finishing process that assures top quality craftsmanship. Go online and look at their styles and designs for yourself, and you'll agree that they do great work at an affordable price. Check them out on the website visioncabinet.com, or you can call them at 270-465-3222. Tell them you heard about Vision Cabinet Source right here on Game Set Match Kentucky.
We appreciate Vision Cabinet Source and 17-step finishing process. I mean, it's got to be quality cabinets. I mean, the only thing better would be an 18, 19, 20-step finishing process, but that's just too many steps. I think 17 is the perfect number.
It's right. It's the right number. It's pretty meticulous, it sounds like.
Jason Ford has got that figured out. I mean, 17 is kind of a strange, odd number, but I guess he concluded that that's the perfect way to do these cabinets with those 17 steps. No more, no less. Well, the Central Kentucky Tennis Series always boasts competitive tournaments and competitive points races, and this year was no different, as many of our divisions came right down to the last tournament in deciding the season championships. Now, for those that are new to this program or you're unfamiliar with the CKTS, here's the gist of how it works. We have 8 tournaments in the summer at various cities in the Commonwealth. We have 23 different age and skill divisions with singles and doubles in each of the tournaments. And players earn series points based on their success level in the tournaments. And at the end of the summer, we have champions and runners up in each of our divisions. And then we meet in November and we recognize these winners and runners up and we award them. So without further ado, here are the final 2022 point standings of the CKTS. And Chad, if you don't mind, I'll start with men's C doubles. The runners up were Rex Hansen, Denny Murray, and Stephen Parsons, all tying with 7 points. And the champion of men's C doubles was Kyle Owsley.
In men's C singles, Kyle Williams was the runner-up, and Jamison Roberts was the champion with 25 points. He won half of the tournaments on the tour this year.
Congratulations to Jamison. In mixed B doubles, we have two that tied for the male runner-up. That'll be Brian Coley and Troy Young. The female runner-up is Jessica Owsley. The female champion of mixed B doubles is Amber Wolf, and the male champion of mixed B doubles is Van Patterson. Way to go.
In women's B doubles, Kelly Robertson is the runner-up, and Amber Wolf is the women's B doubles champion with 15 points.
In men's B doubles, the runner-up is Matthew Sheffield, and the champion is June Tomioka.
June was also the runner-up in men's B singles. Troy Young edged him out with 13.5 points and finished higher in the very final tournament at Freeman Lake in Elizabethtown to solidify his victory in men's B singles. Troy Young is the champion.
Some very good competition there. Let's look at girls 12 singles, where the runner-up this year was Madison Sherrod, and the champion was Paisley Harris.
In boys 12 singles, the runners-up, there was a tie between Mason Hales and Isaiah Litton, and the champion was Reese Spalding.
In girls 15 and under singles, we have a tie, which locks up first and second place together, but they're co-champions. In other words, Chloe Dickens and Addison Hales both finishing with 16 points.
In boys 15 singles, what a summer it was for Braden Johnson. He was the winner. Lucas Coronel was the runner-up, and Braden Johnson was first with 28.5 points. He won the last 7 CKTS tournaments in boys 15 singles.
That's a ton of points. That's almost a perfect sweep there in that boys 15 and under division. In mixed 18 doubles, the male champion was Cooper Burgess. I'm sorry. In mixed 18 doubles, the male runner-up, was Cooper Burgess. The female runner-up was Parker Lawley. The male champion was Patrick Lawley. And the female champion was Alexis Hales.
In girls 18 doubles, Morgan Robertson was the runner-up with 13 points, and Chloe Dickens was the winner in girls 18 doubles with 14 points.
In boys 18 doubles, we have a tie at the top. These two guys were partners in boys 18 and under doubles. They played in 4 tournaments. They won enough points to lock it up. It's Jackson Donovan and Ben Hansen, co-champions of boys 18 and under doubles.
In girls 18 singles, Morgan Robertson was the runner-up, and Arden Dethridge was the champion. She won 4 of the 5 tournaments where girls 18 singles was contested.
In boys 18 and under singles, Ben Hansen was the runner-up, and we have Braden Johnson again, nearly sweeping it. He was finished runner-up once and was a semifinalist once, but otherwise won all of the 18 singles tournaments. So congratulations to Braden.
I thought maybe his 28.5 points was a record. And then you get down to boys 18 singles, and he finished with 29 points.
29, yeah.
In men's 40 singles, Wade Stone was the runner-up, and Jackson Grover won the championship.
And we see those two guys' names a lot. I hope we continue to see them too. In men's 40 doubles, we have a tie for the championship, making 4 tournament appearances, including 1 title and 2 runner-up titles. Don Humphreys and Steve Humphreys, that's father and son, although as we affectionately call them, the Humphreys brothers.
In mixed open doubles, the male runner-up was Jarrett McFall, and the female runner-up was Addison McFall. And the champions of mixed open doubles on the women's side was Trina Rickard, and the champion was our very own Chris Godby.
Thanks. We enjoy it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Women's open doubles. The runner-up is my mixed doubles partner, Trina Rickard, and the champion this year is Amber Wolf. That's the second title for Amber for this season, along with mixed B doubles.
In men's open doubles, the runner-up was Eric Morosa, and the champion with 25 points was Colin Hart.
Colin did really well there with those 25 points and looks like 5 titles, 1 runner-up, 1 semifinalist. In women's open singles, we have a champion, and it is Lydia Prince.
And in men's open singles, we had a tie for the championship with 13.5 points. Eric Morosa, who won the final event in E-Town, to tie Dylan Dethridge, who he beat in the final to create a tie for the title. So Dylan Dethridge and Eric Morosa finish in a tie for the championship.
Yeah, there's an example of it coming right down to the last tournament for the title. In this case, Eric's win gets a tie, gets a share of that championship. They both played in 5 tournaments, so I mean that's a good competition between those two. Off the top of my head, I don't know if they played each other head-to-head any other times, but they did there at the end. And so that's a look at our standings. And while we're on the topic of award winners, let's look at the annual USTA Kentucky award winners. This is something that they do in all USTA districts each year, and there are also sectional awards and even national awards. But here are the USTA Kentucky award winners for 2022. Chad, if you'd like to start off with that.
All right, the Adult Player of the Year goes to Alex Mason. The Benny Purcell Coach of the Year goes to Greg Davis, who is the Lady Topper coach here at WKU. The Boys Scholastic Achievement Award goes to Jacob Juronic. And the CTA of the year was awarded to the Paducah Tennis Association.
We know Jacob. He's played in several of our tournaments. Congratulations to him. Now, I see they have an Adult Player of the Year. They used to have an Adult Male Player of the Year and Adult Female Player of the Year. I wonder if they just merged that, or if maybe they don't have an Adult Female Player this year. They have Junior Male and Female. I don't know. Who knows? The D.D. Long Spirit Award went to Dustin Ingram. It will go to Dustin Ingram. This hasn't happened yet. They haven't received their awards yet, but it has been announced, and we're following up on that here. The Diversity and Inclusion Champion Award goes to Ezekiel Salama. The Family of the Year is the Whitnell family, and the Girls Scholastic Achievement Award goes to Sharayu Dale.
The Junior Female Player of the Year goes to Ellie Hammond, and the Junior Male Player of the Year goes to Eli Stevenson. I believe they're both from Louisville. The Mark Ragland Junior Boys Sportsmanship Award goes to Jackson Martin, and the Mary Lou Hambrick Girls Sportsmanship Award goes to Greer Webb.
The Media Excellence Award goes to Brian Wood of Passing Shot Photography. The Most Improved Boy Award is Dylan Dethridge. The Most Improved Girl is Avery Voss. And the Paul Griffith Local League Coordinator Award goes to Chris Adkison, the former director of our Lake Cumberland Open.
The special tennis event of the year goes to the Wooden Racket Challenge and its tournament director, Roberto Aspilaga. The tennis facility of the year will go to the Warren County Tennis and Sports Facility, which is here in Bowling Green.
All right. And you work there. You work there.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know. It's very exciting. The tennis official of the year is Lori Moore, and the tennis professional of the year is Bradley Bryant.
The tournament of the year is the Ryan Holder Jr. Championship. And the person named Volunteer of the Year is my friend Alfie Chang, who is part of the Lake Cumberland Tennis Association and plays in the Lake Cumberland Open. So I've counted 5 CKTS associated people there. And maybe next year we'll have even more for the 2023 awards. These winners will be officially recognized in Louisville on January 28th. And it's time to celebrate more Kentucky tennis accomplishments. Earlier this month, a men's team from Lexington brought a national championship home to Kentucky. The USTA League Adult 40 and Over 4.0 men's team, captained by W.D. McCubbin, claimed this national championship with some excellent play in Oklahoma City. After experiencing some tough competitors at the sectionals in Auburn, Alabama in August, the team moved on to nationals where, after winning their pool, they defeated New England in a close semifinal. And in the championship match, they defeated the Midwest section in a convincing 3-1 victory. Congrats again to the McCubbin 40 and Over 4.0 men's team from Lexington. Now, that Midwest section, Chad, that they defeated, that's from your old original area. I think that's like Indiana, Michigan, all up in that area near the Great Lakes.
Yeah, we actually played against WD's 40 and Over team at the state tournament this year in Louisville, and actually split with them. We were 2-2 against them, and actually won the tiebreaker. So we handed them their loss in pool play, and then we lost in the semifinals to another team, and they advanced to win the state championship. I think it's like their second or third state title in a row, but this is quite an accomplishment to win sectional and then to go to nationals and be successful there as well.
So I learned a few things about all this along the way because I haven't played on one of these teams, but I got some information, of course, from W.D. McCubbin, the captain, and I appreciate that. Also, I had a short conversation with Alfie Chang, who was a member of that team, the Volunteer of the Year. Alfie Chang. Alfie told me that according to USTA rules, once a section team reaches nationals, whether they win nationals, whether they get out of their pool or not, if they make nationals, they have to disband the team going forward. So there will be a limit. As my understanding, there's a limit of 3 people from that team could be together on another team, but they have to disband for all intents and purposes. Now, I suspect that some of these 4-0s, maybe all of these 4-0s, are going to get bumped up. What do you think?
In the past, a lot of times if you win state, you get bumped.
Okay.
When I won mixed doubles back in 2006, I promptly got bumped that fall. And not saying it always happens, but I was surprised when they had won the state the last couple of years and didn't get bumped. So I have a feeling that the USDA will probably try to nudge them into the 4 or 5 category.
And isn't it around this time of year when people find out what their ranking or what their rating is going to be for next year?
Yeah, I would say if memory serves, it's usually sometime in November or maybe even early December, because a lot of leagues are already starting to form for late December and January. So I would say that by the end of next month, those ratings will probably be released.
Okay. And now, how are players notified about this?
I don't know. I feel like there was no notification when I was bumped. It was just maybe an email that said the new ratings were released, and you just had
Go see what you
to
are.
go
Yeah.
search. Yeah, go search for yourself and maybe log into your USGA account, and you would see. I don't know if there's a notification though. I don't ever remember getting notified that I got bumped. I just knew that the new ratings were out, and I went and found out that I had been bumped.
Well, let's take a look at what's coming up in some tennis events of note. The CKTS Awards are coming up on Sunday, November 13th. That's just a few weeks away, Chad, and you don't have to go far because we're having it at your workplace again for the second year in a row at the Buchanan Indoor Facility. We'll do awards in the meeting room there at 3 p.m., but come early because from 1 to 3 p.m., we've reserved some courts and our CKTS family can enjoy some free indoor tennis courtesy of CKTS from 1 to 3 p.m. We'll do awards at 3 p.m. We're usually out of there 3:45, 4 o'clock, and then we'll take a big group photo outside, and then we'll be finished. So this is open to, of course, we want all the award winners to come. You can bring family and friends if you'd like. Dress is very casual. Some people come in their warm-ups they're playing tennis in or whatever. It's up to you. But you can visit cktstour.com for a few more details about the event. SoKy Tennis, the Southern Kentucky Tennis Association, is having an event coming up very soon. And Chad is going to tell us a little bit about their wheelchair event.
Yeah, our very first tournament after we opened the indoor facility last year was an indoor event. It's a partnership with Bowling Green Parks and Recreation. Cameron Levis is a guy very involved in adaptive sports for city parks, and it's called the Vet City Rollout. It's a wheelchair tournament. We had it last year, and it's pretty neat. If you've never watched wheelchair tennis being played, it's obviously similar in a lot of ways to tennis, but it's also very different in how these athletes are able to maneuver around and the type of shots that they hit. So it's pretty neat, and it's certainly something that spectators are welcome to come watch. And we're also doing something a little bit different. We're calling it an all abilities weekend. And so we're partnering with Special Olympics to have Special Olympics tennis offered. It may not be a tournament. It may be a bit more informal than a tournament, but we're going to try to get some Special Olympics athletes out on the court and get them. Cameron's done a lot with up-down tennis and different tennis clinics. We did something indoors last year as well with some Down syndrome athletes. And so it'll be a pretty neat weekend. That's coming up the third weekend in November. So November the 19th is when we'll be having the second annual Vet City Rollout and this special populations weekend as well.
And you can learn more about SoKy Tennis or these events at sokytennis.net. That's SOKY tennis.net, or visit their Facebook page at facebook.com/SoKy Tennis. The Lake
One other
Cumberland
thing I
Tennis.
wanted to mention.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Sure.
One other thing is we have a lot of clinics going on at the facility, and SoKy Tennis is the organization that kind of organizes our clinics. So we have a cardio tennis class. We have junior clinics that are starting in November for beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And then we've got adult clinics. We've got women's clinic on Mondays at 5:30, a men's clinic on Tuesdays at 5:30, and we have an intermediate clinic for adults on Wednesdays starting in November. That is at 7:30. And so all of those you can register for at SokiTennis.net as well.
That's a lot going on. All the tennis you can eat.
That's right.
Well, the Lake Cumberland Tennis Association is having a superhero tennis clinic. It's going on this Tuesday, October 25th. That's tomorrow as we record, and I really hope I get this episode out in time for that to matter, but I definitely wanted to mention it anyway. It's part of the many things in a year that the Lake Cumberland Tennis Association does to work with kids and to promote tennis for kids. They also promote tennis for adults as well. But bring your child dressed as their favorite superhero or any character. It doesn't have to be a superhero. And it's going to be a fun, interactive team challenge. Players should have a basic knowledge of tennis, such as how to keep score and the basic rules of the game. And this is a fun format for kids to get out and play. It's completely free. It'll be Tuesday, October 25th, 5 p.m. at Somerset High School courts. You can find out more about it by visiting facebook.com/Lake Cumberland Tennis. And if you're having some events that you would like for us to mention on the program, and, we may do another show next week. We may do another show next month. It might be 2 months from now. It might be next summer. We don't know. We don't know any more than you do, but we'll be back as soon as we can. Okay. Because it's time now for tournament horror stories in the spirit of Halloween.
I was trying to see if I had a way to kind of make my lights darker or make a scary one, but I don't think I have that capability.
Yeah. Well, again, the sun has set as I've been doing this episode. So this large storm door to my right, the sun, it's very dusk out there now. And I don't know, it's like dark in my living room now. So darker than when we started. But anyway, I like to call this tournament horror stories in the spirit of Halloween. We're going to talk about some scary things that have happened to tournament directors. I've got a story I've been thinking about for a long time. I thought if we ever did some kind of tournament disaster stories, I would tell this story. Chad, would you like to go first and give us a story?
I guess the first thing that came to mind is just rain. Every tournament director's probably dealt with this. It's really a nightmare, if you will, when you get up Saturday morning to have a tournament and you think you might get lucky with rain, and then all of a sudden the skies open up and you're washed out, and then you try to dry the courts and then another storm comes through, and so that's a real nightmare for a tournament director, is dealing with rain. But I had an interesting situation. It's been probably about 10 years ago. We used to have an indoor tournament at our old indoor facility. It's called the Hope Tournament. It was a breast cancer benefit tournament. And we had 4 courts at that old indoor facility here in Bowling Green. And at that point in time, I was still doing some public address work for WKU. And so the region tournament was on Saturday. The semifinals were Saturday or Friday, and then the championship was Saturday night. And so I had to leave the tournament on Saturday afternoon to go up to WKU and do a public address for the region championship game. And when I came back to the tournament after it was over, I realized that the people who were running the tournament for me in my absence there were 2 guys, and it was actually a father and a son. I think it was a T Lindsay and a P Lindsay. And the folks who were running the tournament desk didn't pay attention to which Lindsay they sent to the right court. And so the one who was supposed to be playing in B singles or playing B doubles, the one who's supposed to be playing in B doubles was sent to the A doubles court, and the one that was supposed to be playing in the A doubles division was sent to the B doubles court. So the opponents were completely wrong, and obviously the matches weren't very close. And so coming back and seeing what had happened was as for a tournament director, that's pretty bad when you can't get people on the right court. So we had the wrong people playing in the wrong division, and the matches were already finished by the time I made it back. So it kind of made me reevaluate, what could I do to make sure that never happened again. So it was kind of an odd situation for, to have them playing at the same time. But yeah, it was pretty bad to have somebody.
I can see how that can happen. Yeah.
Yep.
and then what do you do?
Yeah. What do you do?
Well, here's my horror story as a tournament director. It wasn't the first tournament that I ever ran, but it might have been the first tournament I ever ran in Russell Springs. It was in 1998. So let me set the stage of 1998. I have a cell phone. A lot of people don't have a cell phone. People have internet at home, but it's dial-up internet. So people still had landline phones, but if you were on the internet, a caller couldn't get through to call. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So it's a Friday. My tournament was going to start on Friday afternoon after school, around say 4:00. I don't know, 5 maybe. And the bulk of the tournament was going to be Saturday and Sunday, but there were going to be some matches on Friday. I had 6 or 8 matches ready to go at Russell County High School. I was in Lexington that day for a training, and I even left the training just a little bit early. I had spoken with the person running it, and they were going to hold the certificates until the end, to prove that you went. And I told them at, around a break one time, I explained the situation. They were fine with it. And they let me slip out a little bit early, maybe to beat the traffic or whatever. So from Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School to Russell County High School, it's a good hour and 45 minutes, we'll say. But then you've got Lexington afternoon traffic to deal with around that time. And then as I am coming home down Highway 127 in Casey County, I ran into construction, and I'm stuck behind a long series of construction sites as they were working on Highway 127. And it began to quickly look like I'm not going to make it to this tournament. I had the balls in the trunk of my car. Nobody else was going to know what to do. It was all me in charge. So a friend of mine that I play tennis with, who lives nearby, I think he actually may have been playing in the tournament himself also. I had my cell phone in the car. I tried to call him. Guess why I couldn't get through? He was on the internet. He was on the internet. I guess from the time he got home from work until it was time to go play, he was on the internet. I didn't know who else to call that was in connection with the tournament that I could get word to somebody. And so you can just imagine, me as a type A, I was freaking out that I wasn't going to make it. And so I finally arrived, and 2 of the matches were on. They knew who played each other. They had their own cannonballs, and they just went on out there. But, at a time when not very many people had a cell phone, I couldn't get a hold of anybody. And forget text messaging, that didn't exist. So that's my horror story. It still bugs me now to think about it. even though it ended up being okay. But there's my story. And then I get to the tournament and my friend Eric is there. Eric Bennett, shout out Eric Bennett. He's there and I'm like, man, get off the internet, man. Get off the internet. But the internet was so fun. Once upon a time.
I'll tell you another one that happened a couple of years ago. I think it was mixed doubles. We were hosting the mixed doubles state tournament. And for whatever reason, there have been some miscommunication. And so, with mixed doubles, we're running combo this weekend, and we've got 4 sites going with, minimum 6 courts in each one. And I guess it was year before last in like 2020 and the mixed double state tournament. And, we had a change in leadership, and it had not been communicated to Warren County Schools that we needed to use their courts. And so Wednesday of the week of the tournament, they didn't have us using their courts. And so then it was trying to find a way to get some courts that we could use. And originally we were told that South Warren didn't exist. We didn't have the courts then. They were still under construction. And we were told that we couldn't use Greenwood. So we were in scramble mode. And fortunately, WKU was nice enough to let us use their courts. And then we were finally able to get Greenwood's courts on Saturday because WKU's courts don't have lights. So, 2 days before the event, not having enough courts for a championship of that caliber, that was nightmarish as well.
Oh, goodness. Well, some of you out there that have run tournaments, you may have your own tournament horror story. Feel free to share it with us. It doesn't have to be Halloween. If you send us a good story, we'll read it another time. Just email it to info@gamesetmatchky.com. And we'll share that story sometime. Or maybe we'll let you come on and tell it. But that's going to just about serve out another episode of Game Set Match Kentucky. I want to thank everyone who is viewing and listening. You listeners can subscribe with just about any podcast app on your computer or mobile device, such as Apple Podcasts. That's probably the most popular one. A lot of people listen to podcasts on Spotify. A lot of people listen to podcasts on iHeart. We're also now available on Amazon Podcasts and Audible Podcasts. So take your pick. We are everywhere. And in your podcast app or in the podcast app on your computer, we'd love it if you would write us a short review and give us a 5-star rating. I'll read your review on the air as long as it's nice. You can visit do what?
As long as it's positive.
As long as it's positive. I don't know. If it's negative, I might read it too if it's hilarious. So I don't know. Send it and we'll see. Give us a bad review if you want, but do give us a 5-star rating. Okay. I'll take the bad review if you give a 5-star rating. You can visit GameSetMatchKY.com for all of our episodes and show notes and more. We invite you to like our Facebook page. It's @GameSetMatchKY on Facebook, or just search for Game Set Match Kentucky, the podcast. You can also follow us on Twitter @GameSetMatchKY. Chad is on Twitter @ChadYoungTennis. I'm on Twitter at Chris Godby. I'd like to thank again our sponsors, Vision Cabinet Source and Family Medical Centers. And Hawkeye says we are out. But as we leave today, I want to continue the Halloween theme a little bit longer. I want to play a music video for you guys. Villain District is a band based out of Louisville. They've put out some music and played live in the past, and a good friend of mine is the drummer. His name is Chris Duke, and he is quite the tennis player himself. They gave us permission to. Yeah. You remember Chris? Yes. Yeah. Tall guy. Yes. One of the best tennis players you've ever seen. Yes, that Chris Duke. They gave us permission a few years ago to use this song as the theme for this podcast, and I think it's perfect. With plenty of Halloween and classic horror movie imagery mixed in with this music video, here's the music video of Monster by Villain District. And until next time, I'm Chris Godby with Chad Young, and this has been Game Set Match Kentucky.
The noise you heard wasn't anything. It's rising in the dark. I can taste it. Hey, I am the monster under your bed. That's haunted by the ghost of myself. I am you, I am me, I'm someone else. Feel your skin